Alright, g'day everyone, Matt from Panda Explorers here. I'm in high vis, the sun's out, which means that I'm back on the road and it's Saturday. So we're out in country Victoria and I was coming through, so I sort of thought I'd take the chance and actually check out a very famous place in Victoria, one of Victorian legend / criminal. We are in Glenrowan, and right behind me there is the Glenrowan Inn, the sign that they put a replica up. This was the site where the siege went down. The Kelly gang that fought their last stand here in 1880 against the police. As you can see, there's a lot of little statues around everywhere, and across the road too. So join me as we have a look around and see what's there. Just as I said, train's coming through. Let that pass. As you can see, the statues across the road, that's actually where the police were positioned when they were fighting against the Kelly gang, who were actually here having a bit of a party with the locals. Originally the idea was that they took a rail out further down the track and they were actually going to the train was going to derail. It was full of police. They knew that they're up here. They thought they'd derail them, but someone in town was a bit of a goody two-shoes and warned the police, and that train was saved, and they put the track back, and of course they came here, and that's when shit went down. So this was the location of the pub. It ended up catching on fire and burning down, and this was the final resting place for 3 of the 4 Kelly gang, and or it might have been 2 of the 3. Ned Kelly didn't end up passing away here. He ended up being hung in Melbourne. He was put on a trial. So that's the sign. So let's have a wander around. We'll go across the sign. That's what was left of the hotel that day in 1880. Here's a bit of the story. The Kelly gang. They were very notorious for, they'd sort of take a place siege, but they were never violent to common folk, you could say. See, the thing with the Kelly gang is that they killed, I think they shot 2 police officers. This is a bit further towards Melbourne, might be a bit further up as well. What happened was that if they took over a place or held something at gunpoint or rob a place, it was usually like, well, for the benefit of themselves, but for the benefit of the people as well. It was generally, they had a problem with mainly the police and like banks and that sort of thing, so they'd fund their little escapades that way. But yeah, they ended up killing 2 cops further down. But at the time, the Victorian police were very corrupt, part of the colonies and stuff, and it was well known that they would usually use their powers for no good. So they were sort of seen saviours of the outlaws, the bush rangers. So that's why I think a lot of people actually sort of praise them more as a cult hero than an actual villain. So it's quite funny that we always fight for the little guy in Australia. So interesting sketch of the suit of armour the Kelly gang actually had worn. I think this one is the Ned Kelly one. But what is interesting is they put a post down here, found a pistol here in 97. Even now, like across the road there where the actual building was, they dug it up a few years ago. There's a documentary on ABC, or it might be on YouTube, that actually shows what they found in this. They found a lot of casings, a lot of that sort of thing, and it's sort of a bit more detail of exactly how the building was placed. But you could imagine standing back here and actually fighting the fight. The police sort of had these buildings surrounded, but Ned Kelly managed to get out during the night, and he ended up sort of coming back, and he was fairly injured by then. And yeah, so basically they just arrested him then and there. He lost his brothers and a friend, so yeah, it was would have been quite a sight to see this little sleepy town, Glenrowan. Basically it had a few shops and that sort of thing, and the train station. That was really it. So, but this town now is all Ned Kelly themed. Just might show you later on down the main street, but this is sort of where it happened. So station. It's got images of what it was like at Kelly. He was chucked in the van. And this is a replica of the original Glenrowan. It's a train station. See if you can see in there. It's full of paint. These days though, hasn't been a train on this platform for a long time. In fact, they've actually pushed the rails across. I think they might have gone standard gauge now. I'm not too sure. I don't think so. But yeah, this is a little replica. The station saw a lot of action, all for the wrong reasons. In the end, I think that building down the end there might be the original, but this is all basically all this whole car park used to be a goods yard. Just you can tell sort of the bridge is further down and just where the telegraph poles and that are. But yeah, so that's the little station. Bird's eye view. Someone had drew on to show what had happened. Now, this is probably one of the more important sites here. This very crudely made sculpture, but what this is in fact is where Ned Kelly was captured. The day or the morning after the June 1880 fight, very foggy morning, comes stumbling out of the trees further up there. The police try to still shoot, didn't want to go down without a fight, but by then he was pretty much completely This is the spot. Right by this little sort of creek, I don't know, it might be makeshift, but imagine that, Monday, June 1880, it's really amazing to stand on that very spot. Always found the Ned Kelly story one of the most interesting ones in school, especially if you're a Victorian student. Always found that was like one of the most fascinating stories, always the most fun too, because it was such a awesome story. Did go up into New South Wales a bit too, but just bush rangers in general. He was probably the more of the less tempered one. We had a few crazy ones here in Australia, but yeah, Ned Kelly's probably one of the more tamer ones, all things considered. This is the police lockup. So you can only imagine having to stay in here. This is actually the original one. That's a photo taken the day before he died. The old police station, which funny enough is literally like 5 doors down from the actual Glenrowan Inn that the final stand was at. Make our way back down. So that's pretty much the whole story of the final stand for the Kelly gang in Glenrowan here. You might hear in the background there's some gunfire shots over at there's a bit of a museum, Ned Kelly Museum, on the other side of the railway line there in the main stretch of town, which is sort of all replicated. So they sort of built a replica thing, and they do all these shows for school kids and like tourists and stuff like that. But most of that stuff's just sort of touristy. Everything that actually happened right here in this section. It's not even like a square kilometre. Like it's a very small area. So it went down very quickly, and yeah, that might be it for today, but thank you all so much for watching. If you like these videos, I know it's a bit different to the normal sort of abandoned videos or stuff like that, but if you enjoy these videos, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, guys, as well. We're always putting out videos as often as we can. We've got a few coming up soon, which should be good because I'm running out of footage. So thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Panda Explores, and I'll see you guys on the next adventure.